Working with my wife. The manner in which my wife and I fell in love and continue to love each other has been documented in songs, poems, and wedding vows, and the details do not belong or fit in a poetry anthology about middle school. However, whenever the students find out that their favorite sixth grade math and science teacher and I are married, the look of bewilderment on their face is always worth the price of admission. It's even funnier when they respond like, "That's cool that you both got a job at the same school." And I have to be like, "Actually, we met here." Because I can see them solving the calculus in their head on some, that means they weren't together when they started here, and that means they were flirting and dating while they were also teaching students like me, and oh my God, stop. At first, we kept it quiet. Nobody except for a select few teachers were aware of our partnership. But we thought our cover was blown in the summer of 2015 when we were visiting my family in Wisconsin, and one of my students who would be an 8th grader in the fall saw us at the Chicago airport. We didn't even have a chance to hide or concoct an alibi. He ran up and said, "Mr. Dix, Miss Welker, what are you doing here?" And as we stuttered and nervously exchanged glances, he answered his own question before we could. "Must be some sort of teachers' conference you're going to, right?" We very much have a responsibility thrust upon our plate being a married couple in the school. One Valentine's Day, a student asked me about the present I was buying for the special holiday, and I obliviously said in jest, "Ew, gross, I'm not getting her anything." My wife, being the smarter of the two of us, found out about it from the giddy and gossipy 6th graders and told me later, "We've got to be careful about how we joke and interact because for some of these kids, we might be one of the few healthy examples of an adult relationship that's modeled for them." So we talk about each other to our students, and we share our stories about our chickens and our dogs and our garden. After Gus split his paw open and doused the house in blood while the rest of the humans, canines, poultry, and the family slept, our students who are in my leadership class offered their condolences. Miss Welker said Gus hurt himself. "I hope he's feeling better, Mr. Dix." When the kids are 8th graders in my news class, they reminisce about their time under the tutelage of my wife, and they all say some iteration of the following statement. "She's awesome. She made math understandable, but you do not want to get her mad." And I tell them that they are preaching to a fellow preacher. My wife is the teacher who will not let the girl in the back of the room refuse to participate or complete assignments because the girl is stressed about her hair, but is also the teacher who will spend lunch helping the girl pull it all together in a style that will suffice for the next few periods. She's the teacher who shows videos of orangutans limping through the remains of what was once home but is now a barren land and says, "If this makes you sad, then use this app to make sure you're shopping for products that use sustainable palm oil. And if you're not willing to make those consumer choices, then save your tears. I don't want to see them. I know that you don't control everything you buy, but when you go to the 7-Eleven on the way to school, that is on you." She expects top-level quality from everyone regardless of any reasons one may reveal, and them kids reach that level because they know she cares deeply about them. Or because they don't want to piss her off. So the students show up to school ready to absorb knowledge, carrying lunch bags with chips and snacks that don't contribute to the destruction of habitats. When the kids asked her why she didn't change her name to Mrs. Dix, she says, "Why does the woman have to change her name?" And one student replied, "Honestly, I'm surprised Mr. Dix didn't change his name to Mr. Welker." Recently, she was sick and she asked me to check and see how everyone behaved for the sub in the morning. As the 6th graders filed outside for recess, I pulled the ones I recognized aside. "Do you have Miss Welker in the morning?" "Oh, Miss Welker's not here today. She's out sick." "Yes, I'm aware she is not here." And so I pulled another student and asked, "Do you have Miss Welker in the morning or in the afternoon?" "In the afternoon, but she's not here today. She's at home sick." "Yes, I know that she's at home sick. She was there when I left this morning." And so I pulled another student and asked, "You have Miss Welker in the morning, right?" "Yes, but we had I know you had a sub. I just want to know how Miss Welker's morning class went." A student who must have only heard the last sentence of my statement walked past and said, "Oh, Miss Welker's class was great this morning. She wasn't here, though. She's out sick. I am aware that my wife is not at school today." When I get home, I tell her the story and the other details of my day filled with names and faces she recognizes, and we marvel at how people with children of their own do this job in any capacity right before we express that we can't wait for the 4-day weekend when Mr. Dix and Miss Welker get to take a break and be more of the people described in those aforementioned songs, poems, and wedding vows.